Hi, I'm Michael Rose from Five9 and welcome to this week's episode of Take5. Joining me today is Greg Hanover, CEO of Liveops, a Five9 customer. Greg, welcome.
Thanks, Michael. Nice to be here.
It's great to have you on the program. And as always for our audience, just tell us a little bit about Liveops and what it is that you do.
Yeah, Liveops is one of the largest virtual call center companies in the US. We've been around 20 years, kind of pioneering in the virtual call center work from home space, doing a lot of work in the enterprise space with retail companies, insurance, healthcare, utilities, communications, and travel and hospitality.
A very broad range of industries there. And that sort of leads me into the next question is, over the past 6 months, what are some of the trends that you've been seeing? And has any one industry been ahead of that curve?
Yeah, I would say, and I think everybody would agree with this, it's been the acceleration of a move to virtual call center services. We've seen the migration in the growth over the last few years, but obviously with recent events around the pandemic, there's just been an accelerated migration in many companies, whether it's for business continuity, disaster recovery, or just to get better results through a more dispersed, talented workforce spread out across the country. You know, companies are leveraging virtual services more than they have in the past for a lot of different reasons.
No, exactly. And I'll do a plug now for that because Greg and I recently did a podcast. You were a guest on That's Genius, and you spoke at length about sort of work from home and virtual agents and the whole philosophy that Liveops has around this space.
Yeah, we just believe that work from home is a component of virtual. And we had discussed that a lot of companies who have put employees at home are now realizing it's a lot harder than they initially thought when they made that migration back in 4 or 5, 6 months ago. And we talk about it really comes down to work from home being a component of virtual, and it comes down to the talent profile and the tools and technology you use to communicate. And are you setting people up for success? Do you have the right people in your model? And that there's a lot of things that go into a productive, successful virtual workforce that we've been fortunate that we've had 20 years to iterate on and make lots of mistakes and learn and grow along the way.
No, exactly. And always, Greg, we like to get a sense of, as we look out and we do look at the tunnel when the pandemic's hopefully behind us, whether that's 6 months, 12 months, what are you seeing the future look like? Particularly now as we go back to brick and mortar, will it continue to be predominantly work from home or virtual?
I think it's going to continue to be an acceleration to a virtual model. And a lot of the partners we work with, a lot of new partners and enterprise companies that have come on board have talked a lot about reducing their footprint in brick and mortar, in leveraging virtual more as part of their overall strategy. So we expect to see a continued acceleration in the model, and I think people will become even more bigger believers in a virtual workforce and what that can do for your customer experience. But we don't expect any slowing down.
Excellent. Well, Greg, thank you for your time today. And as always, it's great to have you, join us on one of our programs.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Michael.
And as I said at the beginning, Greg recently did a podcast where he talks at length about the 5 steps to success in running this virtual workforce. So do check out that episode of That's Genius. We'll put the link below. And as always, Greg, thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure. Thanks, Michael.
That was Greg Hanover, CEO of Liveops. That's this week's episode of Take 5. Until next time, I'm Michael Rose. Bye-bye.